There we go. Okay. Well, Lance, it's great to see you again. We did a film together back in '83, The Right Stuff.
Uh, no shit.
I,
Were you
I
on?
in
Were you?
Novato,
Did you?
California.
Yeah, no kidding.
Yeah, I supplied
Oh, I
the.
got a story for you about that. I mean, I know I can't tell you now, but it's something that Wally Sherrard said to me. He came to me in a dream. He said, "Come, go to Reno, bet on these numbers." He gave me four numbers on the roulette wheel. No drinking, no girls, and then and I had 2 days off, so I did. I drove over to
Wow.
to Nevada, and I won enough to buy a GTO, and I did exactly what he said.
Amazing.
I
Yeah, we
know.
shot that up in Novato,
Karma.
California, and
I know. We were out at Edwards Air Force Base.
I have a picture of us in the back of a truck with all these antique cameras that I brought.
No shit.
Yeah, honest to God, yeah, it was a great time out there.
Oh, it was, man. Just being in the right stuff. I didn't agree with everything that he wrote in that book, but
Yeah.
but I just the astronauts, and I finally met so many of them, and I was high as a kite on the movie.
Mm.
I thought it was, even though I didn't fly, I did. I took off of an aircraft carrier and a jet,
Yeah.
but it was, oh, I had a comic moment. I know you want to talk about fire, but
We
it
do.
all kind of is attached. I remember an ensign when I was in the Navy gave me a lot of crap, right?
Mm.
And so I get on the Coral Sea, and there's an ensign waiting, and I'm dressed as Shirar, so I'm a lieutenant commander, and he he says, "Would you like to go to officers' country, sir, and have some food?" And I said, "No, I would like you to go get me a cup of coffee with milk and sugar. That's what I would like." And he saluted me, and we saluted. And I got him back.
Right.
It's so funny. My sense of humor is really weird. But
Well,
anyway,
I love your sense of humor. Are you kidding?
hey, but let me just say about this movie, there's a metaphor in it. It's about a family and all of their changes that they go through. They surge with family. That you can feel it about them, the way they argue, the way they
Mhm.
the way they fight for each other, the way they, I mean, it's a full blood American family decided to go bow out and live in the woods.
Yeah.
And so when I think about it, it inspired me, because when I get bitched at by someone like my daughter, I mean, I react, and then that fuse was lit, and now I'm going to ride it out like a fire. By the way, a fire burns out, otherwise it's going to be around forever. Volcano, or whatever. But it felt so good to be a family, even if I wasn't at the time of my life where I was as regal as I might have been. Yeah,
Yeah. Oh, well,
yeah,
it's a wonderful metaphor for obviously it's a survival film, but it's how we survive and still be human beings, I
and
think.
why? And
Yeah.
and yeah, what gave us that fight ability against odds that are just impossible?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And we do, or we don't.
Yeah, and God bless the firemen that stand
Oh,
up
me
to these
too.
things too.
I feel that way. Yeah, me too. Big time. I have
In
ultimate respect. It's not.
in working with this terrific cast, I mean, you have incredible people. One of my best friends, Glenn Morshower, is in it as well. But I mean, you've got such a terrific cast you're working with. It's got to elevate
Absolutely.
everything.
absolutely. I was really happy when I got into that movie, and then it. I don't want to tell you what happens. You already know, I'm sure, but uh, people will get their money's worth,
Yeah.
really get their money's. And thank God that they don't live in Big Sur, or
Yeah.
where all the trees are going to burn you to death. No, you know what I mean, if you're not careful.
Yeah, and that's again, everything drops away when you're getting into that survival mode. All the arguments there, it's nothing but love and getting your family to safety.
Yeah, absolutely, man. I've felt it deeply. And my own family would have, they would have ran down the subway in New York. We didn't live in the country, you know.
Go underground as quickly as possible.
Yeah, the fire goes up.
Uh,
Anyway,
what do you think audiences are going to take away after we've talked about everything that we think audiences should take away? What do you think they are going to take away from On Fire?
they're gonna pick a person in it because the cast is big enough, and different ages, and they're gonna that's them. That's what they're gonna.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? Because and you could turn any corner. I'm from the streets of New York, and the only nature in New York is people. That's it. Or Central Park, big deal. That's about the size of a postage stamp.
Yeah.
But I think that they're going to reset their attitudes about what a family is. We have to do it often. I don't think if we don't do it often, the love and affection that the world has to offer is going to turn to war. We have to. Fire is war. That's it.
Yeah, and I think listening to our older and wiser people, we've forgotten how to do that. And your character is such a great character to play, George.
Did you like that?
I did.
Oh, I know. He's a grouchy old bastard.
Well, he's a curmudgeon, but he's right.
Yeah, I know. Oh man. I'm full of gratitude about making a film,
And it needs to be seen.
and learning something. Learning something. It's not just by the numbers.
Yeah.
You've seen movies like that are just,
I've seen things that get up to a point but don't cross a line. This one takes you through everything, and you leave the theater better than you walked in.
that's true because you got a family.
Yeah.
You've met a family and you picked one that's you.
Yeah.
I mean, you were asking me how and what. That's what I think. I don't know. I know
No.
my daughters, raising two daughters, and they were feisty. They were really, and I said, I wonder where they got that from. Anyway, I was only
Genetic, believe me.
genetic. You're not kidding.
Before I go, and again, thank you for your time. I did want to say, I'm sure you've talked to your blue in the face about James Cameron movies and all of that, but I want to congratulate you on something we never talked about is the day Lincoln was shot. You did such an amazing job in that. One of my favorite roles you've ever played.
Oh,
You played Abraham
oh.
Lincoln,
That's right. I know. Did you hear that? I played Abraham Lincoln.
and you did an amazing job in that movie.
Thank you. Thank you, sir,
You're
very
welcome.
much.
I hope to catch up with you and have a cup of coffee someday with you.
I'd love to do that or whatever.
Okay, well, I may reach out
Yeah,
and we'll do a longer interview and talk about all the things we can't talk about right now.
right. Exactly. Okay.
Lance,
But thank you for that, my friend.
thank you so much. It's great to see you after 40 years like this.